Well, where do I start? Basically, today is about scamming, because there's so many scammers everywhere. First scam is the bots in the market that keep on shaking it up and down to, well, you'd think to maybe move the weak hands away, but it's not just weak hands. It is really just to, I think, long term, to weaken the market, not to kill it, but just make it go up and down long enough that the big banks can slowly move the money into that market. If they do it straight away, they know they collapse the market. The wealth that they currently have becomes meaningless and valueless, right? So they don't want to kill it because their own paradigm is dying, right? The money's dead. The fact that their money is already collapsed is just something that's not been publicized. If it was made public that in the space of 1 year the US dollar has gone to 1/10 of the value of Bitcoin, and that was actually pumped on the television, you'd see that that would collapse the US dollar. And the same would be true for every single other fiat currency. If it was reported on individually, or even together as a big mass media campaign all around the world, and that mass media campaign would not be propaganda for once, it would actually be the truth, because that's what's actually happened, right? So Bitcoin's not going to die because yet another little market manipulation. It's never going to die by the hand of government or banks, because it can't. Because if you can take individual networks, and those individual networks can have a bridge between them just even long enough to pass information, or even if that's sound information, because you could actually put, let's say, on peer-to-peer systems, for example, you can use sound waves to actually put like a kind of subsonic version of a modem, and another phone can pick that up. There's so many ways you can network. I'm a networking specialist, right? That's what I did for 20 years. So now I trade Bitcoin and other currencies, and I've been in Bitcoin since about 2010, but I actually lost faith in it back in 2012 and sold out of it like a dipshit. Luckily I got back into it again, or else life wouldn't be so, I wouldn't say high and mighty fucking awesome, you know, like millionaire style, but easy is the word. I don't have to try very hard. I go snowboarding all the time. I travel like hell. Yeah, life's pretty good. I don't really exert that much effort, and I don't have to work anymore in an office and be away from my dog, which matters to me the most. And that's why I live in Colorado near the snowboarding, the ski fields, but I snowboard, and I have my dog with me like almost 24/7. I couldn't imagine a better life. Broke up with you know, an emotional predator and just a financial predator last year, which was I couldn't say anything better. Life's awesome now. Try stay away from people who are predators and users. That's another story. Getting back to the crypto side of things and scammers, one of the scammers I want to talk about is Phil from Trade Genius. Now, you might have seen their videos quite a lot. They've actually got really good videos, good technical analysis in there. They have some fictitious software called Money Machine, because I've never actually seen them use Money Machine on any of their videos. I might be wrong there, but even if it's not fictitious, if you pay for it, you will not get it. That's why I say it doesn't exist. So, as a tester, I was testing out a lot of scams, and still do. I like to stop other people getting ripped off. So one of them is a green dot card, for example, in America. America, very much like the UK, the legal system here is designed to protect evil. It derives from Roman law, and Roman law was about, you know, prima nocte and all fucking disgusting things done by the elite, and of course the law had to back them up and make some abhorrent actions righteous. So getting back to it again, with the other guy does in this video, the English guy, Oh, fucking, I always get this loss of place because something takes my attention. In that case, it was a nice ass on a bicycle. I would like to have said it was something more, you know, noble and less pervy than that, but it wasn't, unfortunately. I am living in Boulder and there's quite a lot of honeys around. Oh yeah, so getting back to it again, the scammers. Phil from Trade Genius, you fat shit. So around about Christmas time, I sent in Bitcoin, fuck knows how much it was. I've got it all on record, those, everything's all, the FBI been sent stuff, that's another story I'll get to later on. And the IC3, who are equally fucking useless. But I sent them $1,399. He had a, what's it called, a special on for, it said 2 for 1, get part of our signals group. What the fuck else was on there? There's a few things, maybe about 4 or 5 things in the list. One of them was the money machine software. So I wait about 2 weeks, nothing happens. I write to the guy on both on YouTube so everyone can see the comments, and I write to him on the email address. I write to him from 2 different emails. Later on, he tries to use that as an excuse to say that it was in his spam filter. That was not going to just happen from my business address, but it might have happened from the original one I used, which was Hotmail. Anyway, he used that as an excuse about 2 months after that, or maybe 3 months after that, after I reported him to the FBI. Then all of a sudden I start getting feedback. Oh, your stuff was blocked. It's my fault because of the email I used. Oh, of course it is. Never mind the fact I've got an extra fucking $1,399 sitting there that I shouldn't have, dickhead. So what ended up happening was I wrote to the IC3 and the FBI. Sorry, mate. And then I phoned them up to see what action you're taking. Now, something the size of the FBI, even if it's a fucking private institution, but just not, it will have governance. It's going to have process you can go through. So the only way I can really waste their time, not waste their time, get any attention at all so they can focus on something, is if I did a Freedom of Information Act. The same as the UK. The whole system's designed to assist the corporation and to fuck over the little man. Luckily, I'm not a little man, and I can afford to get fucked over a little bit for the rest of everyone else. For the sake of everyone else. So I've done it a few times in the last few months. I've been doing these things quite a lot. The latest one was with Freedom Pop, a mobile phone company. But yeah, there's quite a few of them. So I'm going to start doing reports and all this stuff. I'm not going to stick exclusively to crypto. I'm going to stick to everything around the dying dinosaur markets, and that includes scammers, because they're not going to exist for long. When the world moves into a new paradigm, having blockchain at its disposal, scamming little fucks won't be able to do what they do. Even though they can take your money easier from, you can't reverse transactions in the blockchain. So, but the thing is, that's still going to limit things to people who are fucking idiots, right? And I don't really care, because you know why? Idiots have caused enough problems in my life for the past, let's say 40 years, as probably evil people have. So to me, evil and stupid belong in the same, all right? One facilitates the other, and it shields the other by way of numbers. For example, what we call the referendum in Scotland, where we had a referendum to be free or not free. No, please keep me chained, we apparently said. So the way I see it is the blockchain is going to lead to a lot less skullduggery and sneakiness. Basically, the people who can't do anything in life, the guys who can't produce shit, they're just fucking useless, born knock-kneed, pigeon-toed, ugly fucks. I'm talking figuratively and mentally, not necessarily the way they look. Those people, they're going to probably, their days are numbered. Although they probably are a big proportion of society at the moment. That's because their sliminess has been congratulated for the last 100 years. That's going to go away when you have transparency like the blockchain. So to get back to the point again, that sneaky fat fuck Phil. So he tries to hide behind communicative issues, and the thing is, it falls down because I used the same email to write to him multiple times as the one that he has on record. So again, sorry Phil, you're a dumb fucking stupid piece of shit. That's not going to wash. So next thing was, oh, by the way, the guy Bob seems like he might be genuine. That maybe he's not fully aware that he works for a piece of shit scumbag. Maybe he does know, maybe he's complicit, he's just a better actor. But I think it looks more like the fact that, it's a job, I'm doing my job, the boss is a slimy little cunt. Doesn't matter. I'll still do it anyway because I don't want my kids to go hungry. I don't know, I'm just trying to make myself feel better about him. But the simple fact is, Phil will just rip you off. He's a piece of shit. I can only imagine if someone trades like I do, to have to even charge someone money for stuff, you have to raise eyebrows anyway. You know what I mean? Because if you're not making enough money trading from Bitcoin, even when the market's down, because I don't give a fuck what the US dollar says, all I care about is how much more BTC do I have than at the start of the day or the month of the fucking year, right? And that is the only thing that anyone should be caring about, because, you know, a lot of altcoins will go forward, make money. I can see Monero being here in maybe 10 years time, or even longer, because they all continue to be developed. But it's going to be hard to move something like Bitcoin off the top of the podium unless it is manipulated over a long period to infect the stupid, or not the stupid really, the uninformed and the uneducated, the crypto newbie. If they're informed in a nice way, you know how the graphs of the Bitcoin go up to, you know, I'm just kidding. They go up that way to the left. So it goes up and down, but it always goes up. Well, from what I've seen in its history and from what we've all seen in its history, it always goes up. So I don't have any fear that it's not going to continue, because we can't just return to, oh, what was that other shit we were using before? Oh, fiat currency that's getting printed all the time, used in drug deals and all that sort of stuff. All the things that Bitcoin's accused of being a monopoly for, having a monopoly over. These are all the things cash is, and yet it can be you know, counterfeited, which crypto can't be. So all the big names I think will be there in 10 years. They might be worth trillions, but then again, by the time that they're worth trillions, what will a trillion be? What will a billion be? What will a million be? Probably fuck all. But it probably couldn't, just like the $1 trillion note in Zimbabwe, that'll probably be the future that awaits for every single fiat currency. And it's a future that's deserving of them, because all they've ever done is really been connected to everything that's corrupt and evil. So that was my first section, basically about Phil from Trade Genius. Don't use him, you'll lose your money. Everything you can get from him, you can get from his videos. They're actually quite good. That's the one thing I won't do, is not give credit for where credit's due. But also, I won't hold back in calling someone a fat piece of shit scumbag, because he is. Now, I'm going to exercise my freedom right now and walk. Rumble!